Now I made like $4,000 on that house that I sold. So half of that money I paid to go back to school. I paid for college. I paid my tuition at the time. I'm like, I can't do this because I have no availability whatsoever. But after that, I decide to go back to college. Everything has went downhill from there. All this time I was in college, I was still paying them. Even though I was not active, I was not selling houses, I was not meeting with clients, I was still paying them because I was like, no, this ain't it. This ain't over. Hello. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. I'm Yasherica, and in today's video we are doing part 2 to not where I want to be in my 20s. This one will speak on how I feel college has ruined my career. I already have a popular video out called Realistic Jobless Day in My 20s, and so I'm pretty much carrying on that video since people love that one. And in part 1 to this series, I talked about chasing a career for 10 plus years. So I'm going to show you guys a clip of that, and if you like that one and my Realistic Jobless Day in My 20s, both of those videos will be linked below. But here is a clip of part 1. This is a paperwork that discusses real estate. So this is back in 2013, like I said, middle school. I'm looking at, this is what I want to do. This is later on, 2018. High school, my dad took me to the bookstore. You got some real estate books. It's a building class and a marketing class. Got an A in both of them. 93. Hey, this is what I built, okay, in the building class. Dean's List. This is college. Okay, so there you have it. Really quick, the ending of part 1 had to do with me graduating high school, going off to college, studying real estate, getting my real estate license, and then joining my real estate firm. So yeah, that's the beginning half, and it's important if you want to understand part 2. So if you have not watched that one, I would recommend it. But let's get into this one. So boom, there you go. It's 2024 now, so bear with me. Actually, this story ain't gonna be that long, and that's why it's so bothering to me. All right, yeah, so I joined them in September. I sold a house back in 2022. So now it can take time to sell a house. It depends on multiple things, on how long it's going to take to sell a house. It could depend on the area, it could depend on the market, what season it is, stuff like that. It could the price, anything. It can depend on anything. So the house that I sold, I started marketing and everything, putting it on the market for sale in December of 2021. It sold April of 2022. So I'm gonna put some screenshots, maybe some videos and stuff on here. I know I'm gonna have the for sale sign video on here. I have one with me, but it's not the one that I use, and it's not the one I'm going to use because I have to change the number. But I'm going to show you guys that. Now, that one took longer because we had separate buyers, the first set of buyers, they had some problem with their finances, so they couldn't go through with it. So I had to put it back on the market and sell it again to another set of buyers. So that's why that one took about 4 months. So it took about 2 months each for all the paperwork and all that stuff to go through. Now, my sign. I didn't bring my business cards, did I? I'll insert that in here. I'll insert an example of my business card because I don't have that with me. I'm surprised I ain't had that with me. But this is an example of my for sale sign. But like this number isn't my number. It's not my personal number. It's the company number. So yeah, so I'm not going to use the sign. I'm going to get a new one and just change my number. I have to change my number. I have to change my pictures because I've done some new pictures. I'm going to put the pictures in here. I'm going to put the screenshots on here for y'all to see because I recently took those. What's today? Monday. I took those 2 days ago. So yeah, two days ago I took some new pictures so I can do some new business cards, new for sale signs, new everything. Just new everything. All right, so yes, that's 2 years ago. Also, let me show you something else I got. Another, told y'all I was gonna have a lot of props. Tell y'all, I'm telling y'all, hold on, y'all, hold on. Like, I'm getting there. I'm getting to the part from last week. It just went downhill, right? But let me show y'all something else. So this is a lockbox. A lockbox. So the key goes in here. This piece comes out. I ain't gonna do it right now because I haven't worked it since this. So I have not worked this thing in almost 2 years. So but yeah, it's Bluetooth, and you know, so realtors, we have the phone. As you can see, it says Bluetooth on it, but you know, down here. But yeah, so it's for realtors to use specifically because we have it set up with our app, and you know, you got to be in the system. Okay, you got to be in the system to use this. So you know, it's a little bit more convenient so that not just any and everybody is going into other people's houses that are for sale, you know, because we don't want to just leave the key out and anybody can go in there. So you got to have a realtor with you if you want to go in the houses that I'm selling, because I'm trying to take very good care of my clients and their property. So yeah, this let me tell you, this thing right here costs what, at least 100, if not 2. I think it's I don't remember. I'll show it on here. I'll show y'all on here what it costs, because I know I'll find out. I'll pull it up on here, because, and then I also have to pay. I have to pay every year. So that's coming up when? April, May, June. Somewhere in the middle of the year we have to pay. It's something we have to pay because it's Bluetooth, so it's a continuous payment. It's a one-time payment every year that we have to pay. And I forgot what that is, and I'll show that on here as well. And I've been paying that. All right, so I've been paying all my stuff. All right, so that's April. That is April of 2022. All right. So 2022. After that, I decide to go back to college. Worst mistake I could have made. Because this when everything has went downhill from there. All right. Before I even get into that, all right. So I sold the house. I'm be honest with you guys. I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you what I made. Almost $4,500. Okay, so $4,496.82. Okay. All right. While I'm at that, matter of fact, I ain't gonna tell you that part yet. We'll get to that part later. That's how much I made. And let me tell you, it sounds like a good amount of money, but it's not easy money. I'm telling you, it's a lot of work that has to be done, a lot of paperwork. You can get sued if you're not careful, if you're not doing things right. There are a lot of rules, laws, and regulations, and if you mess up something, you could end up paying more than what you even got paid. The amount of money sound good, but you gotta be careful with how you go about it, how you handle it, stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, I decided to go back to college because I was like, so in the real estate field, there are different things that you can do, especially in terms of who you are working for, whether that's a buyer or a seller, or you work with houses, which is residential, or like office buildings and stuff like that, which is commercial real estate. And so by this time I sold this house, I was working for the seller. So I was a seller's agent, or it's also called a listing agent. And, you know, I knew from then, I'm like, okay, I like this. This is what I want to do. I prefer working with sellers over buyers, only because I just felt like my skills, I would be better fit for sellers and marketing a house, because that's what it comes down to. And as y'all can see, I already took marketing class. I was going for marketing in college as well. And so I was like, all right, so if you're working for a seller, marketing is very important. So I'm like, all right, I want to go back to school. Let me see if I can finish this degree in marketing. So I go back, and it was terrible. It was absolutely awful. And you know what? I tell you, it was my fault. I had too many classes, okay? So I had like 6 classes. But it was like I was trying to finish at a certain time. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to finish at a certain time, and most classes, well, all of the marketing classes, they have prerequisites. So those are classes that have to be taken before you can take certain classes. And so I haven't learned not one thing about marketing. I'll tell you right now. So I did the first year, and then when I came back, I did 1 semester. And so, yeah, none of those were marketing classes, because you don't really get to your major until junior year. So by this time, this is my sophomore year. And, you know, I just got really discouraged, because it was like I was doing all of this work, and I spent a lot of time on those classes, because it's like, all right, so I had 5 on campus, 1 online. I believe that's how it went. And so all those classes, like, it's a lot of time. It's like, for one thing, all right, I got to drive to school. I got to be here almost all day. To, you know, be in class, pay attention, all that stuff. Then I got to drive back home. Then I got to do homework. So it was like I had no free time whatsoever. No free time whatsoever, all right? None. So even the day, I think I had, let me see. I had Thursdays off. I didn't have any class Thursdays. I was supposed to have a Tuesday, Thursday class, but that class was only on Tuesday. So we only went to that class once a week. So I had Thursdays off. But one of the classes that I had, you had to be in groups. There was a group project. And so pretty much none of us, I think one of the people in my group had a Thursday class, and, you know, he just came after his class. But the rest of us did not have a Thursday class. And so Thursday pretty much was the best day for us to meet. So that's my day off, and I have to go meet with this group. So it was like I didn't have much time. And let me tell you something, knowing my experience from selling the last house, you got to have time. You got to have time for your clients. You have to have time to respond to people, because when you have a listing, you're selling a house, people want to know information on the house. They want to tell you whatever. So there's a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails, a lot of text messages. You got to be available. So I knew, I'm like, I can't do this because I have no availability whatsoever. I had none. So I'm like, this isn't going to work. So I did that semester, and if I'm honest with you, I failed at least one, if not two. I think I failed one or two. I know I had a C in another. I failed two. I know I had a C, possibly a D. I think I had an A or B. I don't remember how exactly it went, but it was terrible. It was this first time I've failed two classes. So, and it was too much on me, you guys. It was too much. And it was from there that things just went downhill, because I'm like, oh my God, I already wasted all this time and the money. So like I told y'all, now I made like $4,000 on that house that I sold. So half of that money I paid to go back to school. I paid for college. I paid my tuition at the time, and my textbooks, and all that stuff, new school supplies, all that stuff. So I spent half of my commission to go back to school. So by the time the semester was over and everything, I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm not going back. I want to get back into real estate. But real estate costs money. As you can see, real estate costs money. And I had to pay for the company that I'm with, EXP Realty. I have to pay them, and I have to pay the association. Now the association is a local association, and they are the ones that provide me with information that I need about local houses, so what's in the market, new constructions, how many days of the homes on the market, just things about the market, what's selling, what's not selling, all that type of stuff. The information I need, I need that stuff. So I have to pay them, and I have to pay my real estate company. And I believe it was like, it's like $110 a month I've been paying. So, child. So, and I've been paying that the whole entire time, you guys. So since I've been with them in 2021, I've been paying them all this time. Now, all this time I was in college, I was still paying them, even though I was not active. I was not selling houses. I was not meeting with clients. I was still paying them, because I was like, no, this ain't it. This ain't over. I'm gonna get back in one way or another, I'm gonna figure it out. So, yeah, so the rest of the money, like I said, half went to college, half I had to pay my bills. I was still paying my bills. I'm in college from August to December of 2022. 2023 comes. I'm broke, y'all. Like I said, I was paying my bills. Half of my money had already went to college. So I had to make money. I had to get money so that I can continue to pay my bills, and so also I can invest on getting back into real estate, because you make good money, but it costs a lot of money as well. So I'm like, all right, I need money. I needed new things. I needed more for sale signs. I needed new business cards. I needed, there's a bunch of things that I needed. So I get a job. And let me tell you, it was hard getting a job, because I was really trying to, when I was doing my applications, I was doing like smaller hours and stuff like that. That's what I was putting on the applications, because I was like I was telling you guys, you need time. You need to be available if you're doing real estate. So I was trying to definitely do part-time and just keep my hours at a specific time. But that made it harder for me to get jobs. So finally, you know, I was getting desperate. So I had to put that I'm available anytime. And so finally I got a job at Home Depot, and I have plenty of videos here on this channel. I was a cashier. I was there for about 4 or 5 months. And once again, I was in a position where I did not have time. I did not have time because my hours, I was part-time, but my hours were just all over the place. And I'm like, you know, I can't function like that. Honestly, like I can't function like that with my hours all over the place and trying to meet clients at this time, and it was just a mess because, you know, these jobs, they say that they flexible, but they're not as flexible as they say. And yeah, once again, I'm in a position where I don't have time. And also, when you're doing a job like that, and I'm a cashier, I'm working in retails, like they don't allow you to be on your phones, you know. So like I said, if I'm going to be doing real estate, I'm going to be having to do a lot of phone calls, text messages, and emails. And it's just like part of it, something that we say within real estate is time is of the essence. And like I said, I just did not have the time. I was not available. My schedule was all over the place. You know, one day I'm working 8 hours, one day I'm working 4, and you know, it was going to be hard for me to really make that work. And so I knew I wouldn't be able to really do it because time is of the essence, meaning like timing is important, and you got to be as quick as possible to get a response. You know, if I'm helping a client sell a house, and you know, these buyers, they put in an offer, and you know, I got to be quick about it on how I present it to my clients. And you know, if I'm at work all day and I don't get off until 10 o'clock at night, like, you know, it just, it was not going to work. It was not going to work for me. So but you know, like I'm saying, in that example, like I could have messed up a deal because I'm at work and I'm not able to get an answer in time. And let me tell you, those paperworks are very tedious. And if you're not on time on something, because there are deadlines on those contracts, and if you're not on time on something, you could be messed up. The seller could be messed up. The buyer could be messed up. I can be messed up because they all may try to sue me, stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not even going to try to do real estate. I'm not even going to try to get myself into that and, you know, mess something up, because those are some real serious paperworks and stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, no, I ain't gonna mess with that. So I'm working, I'm saving my money. And one thing that I was supposed to get was a car. Okay, I was supposed to get a car, you guys. And so I was saving my money, and then I was like, you know, okay, I didn't get the car again. I didn't want to get the car again because a car is a consistent payment. You know, even if you pay it off, you know, even if you go on like what do you call it? Facebook Marketplace. Like, even if you go on there and you find a reasonable car that you can buy, you still got insurance, you still got gas, you still got, maintenance. It's always something you got to pay for that, or with that once you get a car. So I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't really need to get a car right now. I really don't need that because this car right here, I share with my grandmother. I'm very lucky. I'm very blessed that she's here and that I have her, and she's very supportive in anything that I need and stuff like that. And so wherever I need to go, whatever I need to do, she lets me use her car. So I was like, let me hold off on that until I'm really making money, or otherwise, like, what I'm trying to say is, once I'm back in real estate, now if I'm making money like that, if I'm making $4,000, $1,000 off of each house, now how much you get depends on it. That depends on a lot of things. But if I, at least like $1,000, if I'm getting $1,000 per house, whatever. Now then I can go get a car, because that continuous payment, I'm just not ready for that yet. I knew then I wasn't ready for that yet. So what I did, I spent $2,000. And there you have it, you guys. That is part 2, and part 3 is next, and I will be telling you guys what I spent that $2,000 on. And I will just say I've already started a little bit on part 3, and that one is going to be along the lines of loss after loss. That's going to be in the title. I'll tell you, in this journey, I've lost money, I've lost family, I've lost hope, and I've lost time. So that's next.